In a case that raises serious questions about the US immigration system, 4 international students, including Indian national Chinmay Deore, have filed a lawsuit against the US Department of Homeland Security, better known as the DHS, and immigration officials. The students allege their student immigration statuses were terminated without proper notice or explanation, putting their education, careers, and immigration status at risk. Filed by the American Civil Liberties Union, that is the ACLU of Michigan, the lawsuit targets the DHS and seeks immediate reinstatement of the student's F1 visa status, which was abruptly terminated in the Federal Student and Exchange Visitor Information System, that is a SEVIS. The plaintiffs, Chinmay Deore from India, Xianyun Bu and Qi Yang from China, and Yogesh Joshi from Nepal, claim that the terminations came without warning and lacked justification. Each of them had clean legal and immigration records and were actively pursuing their degrees at respected US universities. "21-year-old Chinmay Deore is a computer science undergraduate student at Wayne State University in Michigan. His connection with the US dates back to 2004 when he first arrived as a dependent on his father's H-4 visa. After a brief return to India in 2008, he came back in 2014 and completed high school in Michigan. He's been living with his family in Canton and transitioned from H-4 to F1 status in May 2022 to continue his studies. According to the ACLU, Deore has never been in legal trouble, aside from a speeding ticket and a parking fine, and hasn't been involved in any political activism. He planned to graduate in May 2025 and use his F1 status to apply for optional practical training, which is a temporary work program for international students. On the 4th of April, Deore received an email from the Wayne State University informing him that his SEVIS record had been terminated. The reason cited was otherwise failing to maintain status, individual identified in criminal records check, and or has had their visa revoked. No additional details were provided, and Deore has not received any formal notice of visa revocation from the US Department of State. The fallout has been swift. Deore lost his on-campus job, a role tied to his F1 status, and his future education plans are now in limbo. Worse, he faces the threat of deportation, which would tear him away from his lawfully residing family. And then there are the other students. Xianyun Bu, a Chinese graduate student pursuing a master's in mechanical engineering at the University of Michigan since August 2023. Qi Yang, also from China, she's a 26-year-old PhD student at the University of Michigan School of Environment and Sustainability. She earned her master's from Cornell University in 2023. Then there's a 32-year-old PhD student in anatomy and cell biology at Wayne State University, Yogesh Joshi. A native of Nepal, he lives in Detroit with his wife and infant child, who's a US citizen. He expects to graduate next year, that's in 2026. According to the lawsuit, these students now risk losing years of hard work, research opportunities, and future employment. For Deore, it also means separation from his family, which is a consequence the ACLU calls unjust and unnecessary. The lawsuit urges the court to reinstate their F1 statuses to avoid detention, deportation, and the disruption of their academic and professional futures. As the case unfolds, it is likely to draw significant attention from immigrant rights groups, education advocates, and lawmakers, watching how the US handles the intersection of education, immigration, and fairness.